Hello, Neils Harbor fans. Well, this is the video about my hospital mock, or better, sort of my small town clinic / hospital mock. I'm actually taking this also from my memories of friends from the past who I actually know a lot about this hospital and the things it can do, and it's a good place to go if you're sick, but if you're majorly sick, obviously transportation will be arranged to take you to a bigger city hospital. But this was the place in Neils Harbor where you went if you had something relatively minor that could be recovered from in that hospital. And this was after the police station and after the fire station, which came before it, and after the Coast Guard station that came after that. This is where I really started getting into building things for the town. And once I had the bases for all my emergency services kind of done, this is actually where I went next. And I like it because, and I'm going to twirl it a little bit here, I like it because it's a little bit ugly. And there's an elevator on the outside. That's the blue thing you see there. Upstairs, don't worry, it hasn't, this is so I can take it apart and show things to you. I didn't leave it in this condition. There's a lab, and we'll show you all sort of the little different sections of our town hospital and our little doors. And I liked that it was a little bit ugly, a little bit awkward, and for once, not just a square with one roof on top. So I'm kind of proud of this build. And you can see, of course, in the front here that I stole some ideas from 4420. But there's not much left of 4420 kind of after the idea. And this is H for hospital, not H for helicopter. No helicopters landing on this one. And of course this area here and here. But after that, everything else, as I continue to go and build it, I really went to town to make this seem like the hospital that I knew from my childhood, a hospital located in Nova Scotia that I visited once. Anyway, let's get on with tearing this mock apart. I'm going to go way up, and I'm going to take off, I think, this roof section here. Take that down, and maybe I'm going to just do that, put a little bit of light in there. Maybe move that light a little closer. And this is our lab. This is where we're going to do our blood tests. This is where we're going to see how sick you are. There's a lab technician in there, a place for her computer, and a few things that are prescriptive, of course, and a nice little microscope you can see in there, and sort of concoctions or sort of the potions of the medical community. And as you can see, as we kind of spin it around, there's a door that moves out into another area. So we are going to lift the roof off that area. We're going to lift everything straight out. And the next room, I'm going to place that room down. And you can see that we go all the way to the bottom floor there. But the next room, though slightly disheveled, was literally sort of the area where the staff, you grab something to eat. There was a washroom, and there was a place where the fridge, you can put your lunch, a little table to eat. All fairly basic, but that was the, if I move along here, you can kind of see the lab and our technician, and this was the lunchroom, and of course other facilities in the back, microwaves, coffee makers, dispensers for whatever you needed in terms of sugar or ketchup or salt, and just a little kitchen area. And I can't quite get in there, but you can kind of see there's a little pot, emergency fire extinguisher just in case. And another important part, that's the elevator door to the blue elevator set right off to the right. And up there at the top here, we just have a little smokestack. But I'm going to start taking down, as I said, piece by piece. Take the lab and the lunchroom off the second floor. And we kind of start getting into the hospital itself. I'll take all the roof pieces off. And this is where things sort of come to light, as it were. And in there you can see there's a reception door and a receptionist and a waiting room area. And as you come back, you start to see that there are hospital beds and intravenous bottles, places where patients would lie. In fact, there's a patient right now. They're being taken care of. The hospital's not too busy today. But I thought 5 beds was a good mix. And of course, another washroom facility there. A little hallway that actually leads to the emergency yellow strip where an ambulance might come in if you're an emergency case. And today we have a gentleman in the emergency room. He doesn't seem in too bad a shape, but he's getting a shot, so something must have happened. He must have banged his hand with a nail or something, I guess. And of course, just after that, one of the facilities is one of the x-ray machines, and that gentleman is making sure that he hasn't got a broken rib. But, you know, I tried to keep the medical equipment with what I had at the time in terms of budget and in terms of spare pieces. It looks pretty good. I was pretty proud of this little build. And it had all the facilities that I felt my hospital required. And I could tear down this. Maybe I will. Let's have a look. Can I tear that down with some ease? I think I can. There we go. And there you see, there's the upstairs kitchen. And as I float down, there's your reception area with a couple of waiting chairs. As I push it around, there's a little hallway. Because, of course, the main door to the hospital would be to the left. And the yellow strip that went into the emergency room would be to the right. And you can say, but Mr. Pay, what's over here? And I can tell you. I'm going to take this roof lid off. And this was just a service for the community. This is the physiotherapist office. It's actually shared by a couple of different individuals. There's some physiotherapy that goes on there. You can see a little bit of exercise equipment in the back. And it's also for not only physical therapy, but psychological therapy as well. And they have certain office hours that if those are the needs that you have and they provide them to the community, that's what happens. And yeah, so relatively a complex mock. And again, I'm pretty proud of it. I fit a lot into a little area, and I had lots of different rooms and lots of different shapes, lots of different people. And that's my hospital. And the other mocks that I'll be running into, like the fire station, the Coast Guard, you can see as I built the fire station as my first, and the Coast Guard is my third, and this is my fourth, you'll start to see the more detail and more complexity of the builds and those kind of things as we go along. Anyway, I'll see you in those videos. That's it for this one.